actually Pet Poison Prevention Month, and our next guest is sharing important information on how to create a safe home for our pets. So please welcome veterinarian and author, Dr. Ruth McPeak. Welcome. So good to have you here. So it's funny because as we become moms, we all think baby-proofing our house. Like, it's common sense. We do it, but when you become a pet parent, you might not think to pet-proof your house, and that's really important.
It's very important, and you're right. We're all so used to baby-proofing for our children, but people don't think about it for their fur babies. And just like kids, animals are curious by nature, and I mean, that's one of the things that we love about them. Their curiosity makes them really cute and adorable, but unfortunately, it can get them into a lot of trouble.
You're not kidding. All right, let's start by talking about the accidental consumption of human medications, which apparently happens a whole lot more than I was aware of. I was really shocked to find out that 50% of the calls to the ASPCA's Poison Control Center were for animals actually eating their parents' medication.
Yes, yeah. It's a lot of people are really surprised by that number. But if you think about it, what happens is that people leave their medication on the counter. They don't think about the fact that a lot of animals, especially puppies, are drawn to those pill vials. And people think it's child-proof, so therefore it's pet-proof. But the fact is, it's not chew-proof. And those vials will actually rattle, and they're made of plastic. So they're kind of similar to a dog toy. So some pets will actually chew on them. And the problem is if they chew through it and ingest the medication, whether it's heart medication, blood pressure medication, ADHD medication, they could be getting something that could have very serious effects, even lethal effects on the animal.
And it's not just the dogs, it's the cats too.
Yeah.
I keep mine on my bedside, and because I always think, well, my kids aren't in our room unless we're in there, so it's okay. But
you think about the dog.
My dog could go
well,
up.
and they have, I have 3 cats and a dog, and mine seem to work together in causing trouble. And so I've had my cats knock stuff off the counter that then my dog chews. So I don't know, I definitely think they're working together, trying to cause trouble.
Exactly.
But you do have to worry about that because cats are on counters, they can get to more things, so if you leave pills out. And it's not just prescription medications. One thing I want to mention is that over-the-counter medications give people a false sense of security. They think that it's safe for them, so therefore it's safe for their pet. And we get a lot of calls about a well-meaning pet parent that gives their animal something like acetaminophen or ibuprofen, thinking that they're doing the right thing because their animals may be in pain or uncomfortable. And unfortunately, acetaminophen is highly toxic to cats. One pill could actually be lethal. So it's really, really important that people don't give medication to their animals.
And if you are going to give medication, make sure to call your veterinarian before you give them any sort of medication. And try to keep it to animal medication, not human medication.
And animal medication, like you mentioned, it's really important, too, that you don't want to give your pet anything unless it's prescribed by your veterinarian for that particular pet. So no sharing meds, because unfortunately you could have medication for your Great Dane and it may be safe for that animal, but it's not safe for your Chihuahua or your cat.
With the weight difference.
So all the medications in animals are dosed on basically their weight and also their overall health. So it's really important that you check with your vet, again, before giving any medication.
That's important info.
So the other day I was actually at a friend's house and there was a little chocolate chip cookie up on the kids' table. The kids were eating cookies, and the dog so quickly jumped up and ate it, and we were like, oh my gosh, he's not supposed to have chocolate. We all know chocolate is toxic for dogs, but there are some other items that are also really, really bad for dogs.
Yeah, and I do want to just, about chocolate, it's great that you mentioned that, because people do know that. Most people know that chocolate is toxic, yet it is still one of the most common calls we get of a pet poisoning. And we're coming up on Easter, and we see it all the time because of the chocolate Easter bunnies and the eggs. So it's really, really important that people are vigilant and they keep all chocolate away from pets because they like it as much as we do. So you really have to be careful
with that. When do you make a call? Like, how much chocolate, which of that cookie should we have called?
I recommend you always call. It's always best just to ask your vet. It is based on their weight, so it's dose dependent. So usually if it's an animal and they get a tiny bit, like it's a chocolate chip cookie, and it's got one chocolate piece in it, it's probably going to be fine. But again, always check with your vet because they'll calculate the dose and tell you if it's a problem.
So does it just give them a sick stomach? Is that what we're talking about?
No, it can actually, it contains the ingredients ingredient theobromine, which is similar to caffeine. It's a stimulant. And it's higher levels in dark chocolate or baker's chocolate. So it actually causes GI upset, but it can cause seizures, and it can actually be lethal. But again, based on the dose, the big worry again is around Easter time. We see a lot of animals that consume a huge dark chocolate Easter bunny, and it's usually the dachshund.
And there's other things too, like there's grapes.
Yes. Grapes and raisins are highly toxic to dogs. They cause kidney failure.
I did not know this.
Yeah, it's a recent thing that we've discovered in recent years. And so, yes, it is toxic. A lot of people still don't know that. Another thing that's like that, that's a new toxin that we know about, is xylitol. It's an artificial sweetener found in sugar-free candies and gums, sugar-free peanut butter. So you want to make sure that your pet's not getting on the counter and getting a hold of that. One way pets get that is they go into a person's purse and chew up a whole pack of sugar-free gum.
I was going to say that. Oh, boy. So make sure you keep your purses off the floor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We have some beautiful flowers out right now here, but flowers can be very toxic to dogs as well. Wasn't Shirley talking about that?
We just on Friday, we talked about the peace lily and how they're not exactly so peaceful for animals because they can be very toxic.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, there are thousands of poisonous plants to animals. So it is very important that people check before they bring any kind of plant or bouquet into their house. Lilies are highly toxic to cats. Every part of the lily, so this right here, every part, the flower, the stem, even the pollen, if they drink the water that the plant was sitting in, can actually be lethal to a cat. So if you have cats, I always recommend you check every kind of plant because they like to chew on things. There are also a number of plants that are bad that are outside too, sago palms, oleanders. So it's really a good idea to always check before you bring in any plants into your house or your yard.
Such great information. Thank you
so
so much.
great.
Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
And for
having me.
For more information, you can go to drruthpetvet.com.
You guys stick around. More with the family next.